Hi guys, welcome. Hold on. Oops, my microphone. Hi guys. All right, it looks like I have a microphone problem. Bear with me. Alright. Hey guys, welcome to. Sorry about the little technical difficulties. Welcome to fourth. Actually, technically it's third because it's the last Saturday's arena was dedicated to Diwali Open Film Media Cash Prizes Arena. It's very good to see you here. Hello 2511. Hello Jens Chessex. Hello Fritzy. Welcome back. Hello Pizza Racer, and thank you Stay Pitch CC for very good, and thank you Maria Yemelianova Photochess for subscribing for 8 months. It's very good to see you. Hey Xboxer, thank you for joining the arena. I am very much looking forward to the start of the arena, and let me see if I can just refresh this window. Thank you. Yeah, as you guys can tell, we have a fairly strong field here. We have actually Josie Wales here, who is a very strong FM and a fellow streamer. We have Unknown Legend. We have Stefan 95, who is a Serbian FIDE master. It's a very strong field. I'm very much looking forward to this arena. And if you guys want to join, just a very quick note. If you put exclamation mark arena, you will see the instructions. Basically, you need to join the club and then join the arena. This arena is going to be 3+1, 3+0, and it's going to last 60 minutes. That was recommended to more than one viewer after last week's arena, so we're going to give this a test. And yes, 2511, you would definitely have the first place if this was a Grand Prix, and maybe we can actually do something about that sometime down the line. Incidentally, big shout out to 2511, who not only is a very strong player with great performances in these arenas, but it's also a big shout out to Chess Lions, to Daniel Davar, who is a very strong player as well, and a great streamer. Okay, there we go. Max, this actually might end up being a type of a Grand Prix tournament. This, as I indicated before, is a pilot, and maybe beginning of the next year we may consider doing a Grand Prix in year 2021. All right, and thank you again. It would be probably a weekly arena, and then it would be actually a Grand Prix postings. That's actually one of the things that are being considered. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. It's very good to see you guys here, and a big shout out to Maria Yemelianova Photochess for a raiding with a party of 165. Welcome raiders. Welcome to the third Open Film Media Cash Prizes Arena. Thank you, Saravanjit. It's very good to see you. That's very good. It's very good to see you here for the first time. This is try to avoid 169. Okay, very good. 165 is a good number. And this is a weekly arena that the stream begins at 9 a.m. and the actual event is usually at 9:15 a.m. We currently have 27 players. The arena lasts 1 hour, and it will have, right now it has 27 players. If anybody wants to join, it would be good if I knew how to type. Just put exclamation mark arena, and you will need to join the Open Film Media Chess Club, and then join the arena by clicking on the link in the chat. The prizes are, and there is a command called prizes. They're $100 for the winner, $50 and $25 for the second and third. And there will also be, we're also consider doing prizes, like small prizes for people for under 1,500 and under 1,000. We'll figure that out. As I said, this is just a pilot. Anyway, welcome to this. I have to admit that I personally enjoy commentating these arenas, and we have a pretty strong field. I know the Josie Wales, who incidentally is a streamer, and I'm going to give Josie Wales a big shout out. And hey, Chess on Earth, it's very good to see you. All right, so I managed to misspell this. Okay. Yeah, Josiah is a very strong FM. He probably has, is probably international master strength. He is right now leading the field. Hey, Hakim, it's very good to see you, my friend. Thank you. It's very good. Ah, yes. So his shout out, thank you, Josiah, for clearing this. His Twitch username is FMJ Stearman. Let me see if I can type this. Ah, very good. So 2511 already did that. Thank you, 2511. Okay, so let's see how this goes. I'm here trying to run this based on, yeah, okay, and let's clear this. I'm running multiple windows. Let's see how well that goes. But the arena starts at 6 minutes and 13 seconds. And hello, Chessenworth. It's very good to see you. Welcome for being here. A big shout out to Chess on Earth. He is a big supporter of the channel. He is also a fellow streamer. Give him a shout out. And it would be good if I knew how to spell. Sorry about that, Chess on Earth. All right. Hey, Chelsea Monica. Welcome, Chelsea. It's very good to see you. Thank you for joining this. I hope you're going to be playing in the tournament. It's exclamation mark arena, and a big shout out to Chelsea. Chelsea is a fellow streamer. We played many games. She is a very, very strong player from Indonesia, and please give her a follow. And she is definitely one of the friends of this channel. All right, so we have Josie Wales, we have Art Lineberg, who is a not titled player from Bulgaria, we have Stefan95 from Serbia, we have Dragon B70, he has already played in several of these tournaments. We have Fritzy 2003, who actually won the arena last time. We also have Slippery Splitster, and we also have Unknown Legend, who I think is would give 2511 for a run for his money, because I think he won one of the arena and came second in the other. He's a very strong player from FIDE Master from Sri Lanka. Oh yes, let me take care of, I think club requests do not necessarily need to be accepted, but let me check that. Bear with me here. Let me go to chess.com. All right, and let's see here. Let's find where is the clubs session. Hold on, blah blah blah. It would be nice if this was all right. All right, so yep. My understanding, to be very frank, is that I don't need to accept anybody. You just need to click on the link. And yeah, I don't see it here. Hey, St. Louis chess player, it's very good to see you. Thank you for joining the stream. And yes, yeah, I don't think I need to approve this, Shalmi. Shaimel, sorry, I'm butchering your name. If you just click on the link and select join, that should be enough. And okay, we have 3 more minutes. We are waiting for the arena to start. I'm gonna have to, I never know how this layout is gonna work out when this starts. We'll see how that goes. Chess Lions, I think you should play. It's a very you know, this is a tournament is right up your alley, and it would be this. Oh, thank you, Hedgehog, for posting in our chess subreddit. That's we'll see if that brings anybody else. Thank you for promoting the tournament. Hey, WGM Adriana, big welcome to WGM Adriana Nikolova from Bulgaria. He played in the last tournament. A big shout out to Adriana. And to answer your question, Rishi P, yes, you can play. All you need to do is to have a chess.com username, and what you need to do is to click on the club and then join the club and then enter the arena. It's a fairly straightforward process. All right, so looks like we are currently having 30 players. Event starts in 2 minutes. Thank you, Riship. I'm glad that was successful. Junior prizes, hey Ankra, thank you for the subscription. Junior prizes means prizes based on the age group. I'm not sure about that. And yeah, my window is not refreshing properly, but let's see. I'm trying here to run standing. Hey, FJ Stearman, thank you. Thank you, Josiah, for following. It's very good to know. Hey, Chelsea, just FYI, this is, all right, so I'm going to follow games and standings again, and it will refresh. Okay. Chelsea, this is a 4th edition of this arena. It's... yes, Astanovievo, play with whatever account you want. I guess the reason here is, let me see if I can just refresh the browser. That would probably help. The problem here is that I'm running this with 2 browser window. And Chelsea, this is going to be happening every Saturday for considerable future. And thank you, GM Hikaru with an underscore. I actually have some special tea that my wife prepared for me. And I have to say, this is going to be a very interesting tournament because we have quite a lot of strong players, and it starts in 11-10 seconds. Good luck, everyone. Let's see how it goes. We have, hey, Fundamane Corals, thank you for joining us. Of course I will. I tried to get. All right, so the arena has started with 50 players. Good luck, everyone. Let's see which games we're going to take a look. We're going to take a quick peek first in the games of the 2 strongest people in the field, which are Josie Wales and this, and I'm gonna see if I can adjust this so you guys, so that we can avoid any stream sniping. I'm gonna actually turn off the so that's game number 1. We're gonna take a look between 2 favorites, is Josef Taher and Mishka Fighter. Let's open their game, and it's not letting me open more than 1 game. Let me see, why is that? All right. All right, so standings are, so Jens Chesik has already won his game. Very good. I'm going to refresh the window, and unfortunately chess.com is giving me a very hard time if I actually want to show this, stand more than 1 field. Let's see what I can do here. All right, so this is, let's look at the games. We have Unknown Legend playing Adriana Nikolova, which is really nice. And let's see how well this runs. All right, very good. Okay, so we have a game between Josie Wales. Let me resize this a little bit so we're going to turn off the evaluation and line screen so we can take a look at this position. All right, so basically this was played as a Slav defense, and I actually like what Artline BG is doing. He has just gathered another pawn, and now he has a queen and 3 pawns against a rook and a knight. That's a very interesting position here. Let me see if I can get this somehow differently. Just bear with me. I'm trying to, yeah, okay. Thank you, chess.com, for making my life difficult. All right, now we'll switch to the game between unknown legend and Adriana Nikolova. Adriana is a strong WGM from Bulgaria, and this appears to be a fairly decent position for her. But Unknown Legend is attacking, and having played with Adriana several times, Adriana is actually likes an attacking style, and she actually has a hard time when defending. She is a much better, and this doesn't look very good for her, I have to say here. So let's see how that goes. This attack appears to be very strong for Unknown Legend. Okay, and unfortunately this layout as we have it doesn't work because our dear friends from chess.com won't let me run 2 windows. So what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna have to hide the standings so I can focus on showing you the actual games. So bear with me. All right, so looking at the tournament and tournament standings, I'm going to resize this window so we can actually see the players. Joseph Thaler and Josie Wales are two people who are currently leading the tournament. They have won their games. There are 7 players that are currently leading the tournament. And let's see what interesting games. The highest rated games is between Stefan 95 and Nakash Dalvi. And let's see. Hey, Offershaft, this is definitely a very strong field. Let's see how does the Adriana's game end here. So we can then proceed. Okay. Yeah, this is fairly dangerous. And I think that unfortunately Adriana is going to lose this game. All right, yeah. And yeah, this is not good. This basically, yeah, the queen falls, and that's the end of the game. Hello, Bobman02. It's very good to see you. Welcome here. Let's take a look at a game between Brilliant Stork and 2511. They have just started. This is Sicilian Defense Khan variation with Queen C7. And this is, as of right now, all fairly simple theory. King H1 is a useful move because white in this position wants to play wants to push F4. So, and I'm gonna actually close this window because it's not doing me much good, unfortunately. All right, we're gonna have to figure out how I can show standings of the tournament at the same time as I'm showing the games. Yes, and I promised Chess Boxer that I'm gonna show. Oh, I see Offershack here. Let's see if we can do this. Let me refresh the window. And here is Offershack. He is playing against handler Mir Sultan Khan, who is actually named a very strong Pakistani player from 1930s. And they played an interesting game. Let's take a quick look. Basically, it started with H4, which is an interesting attempt, and H5. And right now, I think that this position is roughly equal. Let's take a look at a couple of other positions. We are going to take a look at... Oh, Class BD has also joined the game, and so did Chelsea. So, all right. So let's... Okay, let's see. And for whatever reason, this window is acting up on me. It's not letting me select the game, which is slightly annoying. Anyway, I'll see what I can do about it. In the meantime, let's focus on this game between Offerschach and 1052. Right. Let's see. And okay. So this is the game between Offerschach and Brilliant Stork. This is an interesting. This is a very interesting position here. I am gonna say that 25-11. This is white has a bad bishop on d3, but this should be within the realms of a draw. And yes, let's see. I need just to do one more thing here. Bear with me. And all right, very good. Let's take a look at the game between Clasby and Chelsea Monica. Chelsea is white, and Chelsea has a distant passed pawn, but it's subject to some debate whether Clasby can actually take advantage of it. He's trying. His king is cut off along the second rank, so that's interesting. But being able to place the rook on c3, where it can support the pawn, is actually yes. And I think Class BD has just about to win this game. Chelsea is in a little bit of a trouble here. Yes, and these pawns are gonna fall. And yeah, that doesn't look good for Chelsea, unfortunately. All right, looking at the game from Fritzi. Fritzi was our winner last week. He is playing against international master Josef Thaler, and this position appears to be actually was interesting for Fritzi, but now he's a piece and a pawn down, and I think Josef Thaler is going to win this. All right, looking back at the field, let's take a quick look at the game between Josie Wales and new game. No, where is the game? Yeah. Let's look at the game between Josie Wales and Subham. Josie Wales is FIDE master Josiah Stearman, and this is actually going to be an interesting game because both sides are very low on time. Black has two pawns up, but he's short a few seconds time-wise. This should be a win for Black, but it's open for debate. And it's not. It was obviously proved to be very difficult to do this in very short time and without an increment. I think that this is going to be a win for Josiah Stearman. All right, so that's one. Let's see who else is here. We're back to the Fritzi placing against Joseph Taher, and this flag, if I'm not, it's from Indonesia. Let's see how that works. That was the resign in this position, so basically all these games are over. Let's look at the standings real quick. So basically one of the strongest players in the field, which is international master Taher from Indonesia, is leading the tournament, followed by Josea, Mishka Fighter, and so on. I think this is still everybody's tournament. Let's take a look at which games are going on. All right, let's take a quick look at the game between FIDE Master Ervanovic and Stefan 95. All right, so we can close these other games. And let's see how this goes. This is a fairly... Hey, Porfa, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a nice handle. It's very good to see you. So this is basically 2 pieces versus a rook and actually 3 pawns. But this pawn on c6 is pretty dangerous because it's fairly well advanced. This is an interesting endgame, and I think this is... this game should be winning for black because this pawn on c6 really cannot advance, and the knight is being dominated by the rook. And those 2 passed pawns are gonna tell. Hey, Julian, it's very good to see you. Thank you for joining the stream. It's very good to see you here, and I'm very happy that that you joined us. It's fairly early for you. It's like 6:30 a.m. So I don't know whether you got up early or you're staying up very late. Okay, so I think the real question here for FIDE Master Ivanovic is whether he can actually convert this position with only 11 seconds left. Basically, he needs to pre-move virtually every move in order to win this position. And this is now somewhat dangerous because the fork on e6 is being threatened. Obviously, he's going to see it that, you know, I think this is going to be a win for black because black has potentially a better position, and he is 30 seconds ahead of time. Ooh, he just blundered a rook. But the real question here is, this is actually this is gonna maybe even end up in a draw because, oof, yeah, okay, yes, 2 queens got promoted, and yes, and unfortunately it was the time that told. This was a very interesting game. I would actually like to take a look at it later. Let's see what other games can we watch. Let's take a quick look. Oh, Julian has joined the field. Very good, Julian. Thank you for joining. Let's see what Julian is doing. And of course, he is facing one of the strongest players in the field, who is Unknown Legend. Let's see how well that goes. So this is something that, you know, I, having played against Julian many times, I know he's very familiar with these positions. This is Rio Lopez. I don't know of anybody on Twitch who is more familiar with Rio Lopez than Julian. He plays Rio Lopez all the time. So is from opening standpoint advantage FIDE Master Landau. And this is a match between 2 FIDE Masters, and we're going to come back to it, but this promises to be a very interesting game. Let's take a look at 2 of the players who have played here before. It's Mishka Fighter versus Dragon B70. Okay, this is a position in which basically white is going to end up being 2 pawns up. I don't really understand that rook c7, but anyway, so this game is over. We're going to take a quick look at a couple of our lower rated players. I'm going to take a look at Acerb 95 versus Tommy Sim. And let's see how well that game goes. This is interesting. Let me see the opening, if you don't mind. So this was basically Karo Khan with Bishop d3, which, believe it or not, is actually not a bad move. I've seen that played by Grandmaster Shirov, and it's actually quite playable. Okay, so Bishop b5. And so this game is in the opening. We're going to go back to the game between Julian and Unknown Legend 15. All right, so Julian here is a down a pawn, but its pieces are a little bit more active. Let's see what happens in this position. Hey, yes, exactly, Bullet Mercenary. That was a dirty move. That's exactly right. And Bullet Mercenary, one last quick note, and I forgot to wear my happy hat. Welcome to the stream. Big shout out to Bullet Mercenary. He is a fellow streamer and a friend of the channel. And please give Bullet Mercenary a follow. He's a great guy. and he plays lots of adoption matches against some very strong players. Okay, so this settled down into a position in which black has two connected passed pawns for exchange, and it's an interesting position. Frankly, I like Julian's position because it's going to take a while for black to advance these pieces, and he can generate some attack on the king with his two rooks before black is able to fully push these pawns. I might be wrong though, but anyway, we'll see what Julian does here. Knight c6, perfectly good move, though it's open to the debate whether playing actually a3 was at some point was better. This is fairly defensive, and I'm not sure I like the last couple of moves by Unknown Legend, but both of those players are stronger than me, so I'm gonna leave that game, and we're gonna go check some other games. The game between Adriana Nikolova and Čepak has been going on for some time, and they are now in very big time trouble. Let's see what Adriana does here. And Adriana is going to win this game for the simple reason that, on time. Okay, so that's a win for Adriana. Let's take a look at this field. And let's take a quick peek at the standings. So the leader of the field is international master Josef Tahir from Indonesia, Class BD, who played into plenty of these tournaments. Interesting thing to note here is that it looks like Josef's streak has just been broken. He just lost the game. So although he leads by 3 points against Class B, he can be caught up, and looks like it's everybody's tournament. Very good. Let's go back to the game between Julian and Unknown Legend. And Julian has managed to convert this position. Let's see what happened here. I think this plan was a little bit too passive, and Julian was basically able to capture both pawns. And we're going to stay with this game until the end. It's basically an exchange at a pawn. The real question here is Julian is going to try to, okay, so let's see if Julian can convert this, and looks like he will be able to. Julian is very fast, and now rook a8, even better, they just take on f8 because that's undefended, and Julian Landau has won the game. Congratulations, Julian. Let's go back to the game between Stojsin and Acerb 95, are two of our lower-rated players. The Acerb 95 is down 2 pawns, and he's also down actually 3 pawns now, and this pawn on a3 is dangerous, so this looks like it's going to be a win for Stojsin. All right, yep, and he has just resigned. Let's look at a couple of other games. Love for chess is familiar to me because he is one of the players that played before, and looks like he is winning this game. He has 3-pawn advantage and a pass pawn on d6 that doesn't look like it's going to be able to be stopped, so we can move on. Let's take a quick look at some of other game. Let's look at Siddhartha Sarma 2003 and Rabaminov. Rabaminov is a fixture on various chess streams. He has played in lots of sub battles, and he's a great kid. So let's see what's going on here. Okay, so this position appears to be better for Abaminov, but he just blundered the pawn, though he is going to get an exchange but white rook goes on c7, and these two pieces are pretty weak. I personally would prefer white position in this game. All right, let's go back to a couple of other players. Let's look at the Serbian the duel between Stefan 95 and Nemirena. All right, so what was the opening in this game? Just bear with me. All right, so they basically played actually, this is like a stone wall for white, and Stefan 85 has just managed to win the game. The next game I would like to take a quick look is a game between Chelsea and Dragon B70. Chelsea is actually doing reasonably well in this tournament. She has 5 points, and Dragon B70 is a very strong international master from Hungary. And this is still an openings, and Siddhartha Sarma, oh wow, so basically this was a draw by insufficient material. Okay, that's very cool. Let's take a couple of other looks. We didn't have a look at Hakim Live's game yet. Let's take a quick look. This is Hakim seems to have a normal position here. This is looks like a Larsen, some sort of a Larsen variation. It's B3, and I know that Hakim knows how to play this line, so we'll come back to this. Let's go back to Dragon and Chelsea Monica. This is very much contested in here. I really like Dragon B70's bishops. They are very strong, and this pawn has just been demonstrated is actually fairly weak. Knight G5, and this looks pretty good for white. Going back to a couple of other games, let's take a quick look at Julian Landau's one more game. He is here playing Time to Move 3, who has just joined, and this appears to be a fairly complex position in which Julian actually is down a pawn, but these knights on the big diagonal in trouble, and this looks like a better position for Julian for the simple fact that he controls the f file and that bishop is fairly strong. And now this is not Julian actually has a superb technique. He looks like he should be able to convert this. All right, so let's take a look at a couple of more games. We haven't yet had the chance to take a look at many of Josie Wales's games. Let's take a quick look. Yes, Julian has won the game. Not a surprise there. And the next game to take a look is between Josie Wales and Stefan 95. Hey, Chiquitas! Thank you for the rating with the Party 150. That's very greatly appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's very nice of you. A big shout out to Chiquitas. And by way of a program announcement, a week from tomorrow at noon New York time, I'll be playing an adoption match against one of the Chiquitas. WGM Laura Unuk of Slovenia, and there will be two commentators, the other two ladies who are part of the Chiquitas. It's one is WM Lara Janžel and WFM Teja Vidic. All three ladies are part of the Chiquitas. They have a very fun and the freshest channel on here. On Twitch, please give them a follow if you already haven't, and that's very good to see you. Oh, okay, so I see Laura is in. Well, Laura, why don't you ladies, since you're already here, join the arena and have some fun? Anyway, let me give ladies the diamonds because after all, that's what diamonds are for. And I'm seeing Vidikovsky 19 in here. All right, just bear with me. 19. Yeah, thank you. And Teja is already WM. Then my bad. Thank you. Thank you for the correction, Lara. And last but far from least is my half mother, Lara J12. Thank you. Ooh, I'm actually run out of VIP slots. I'll clear it out. I'll get it. Yes, I saw your latest tournament. That was fabulous. And a big shout out to another fellow streamer, Ashios, who is a member of the Lichev staff, and he actually supports a lot of European streams, and he's a great guy. And give him a follow. He streams quite frequently on his channel. So, all right. Thank you for the raid again, and thank you for being here. And yes, Thea, I saw your latest tournament. Anyway, all right, so let's go back. So basically, Chelsea managed to convert this game. Let's take a look at some. Oh, Bullet Mercenary has also joined the arena. Let's see how is Bullet Mercenary doing. Okay, so Bullet Mercenary has a distant passed pawn advantage over Hakim live, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Hey, Ibrahim789, I know how losing arenas in here means. God knows. To be honest with you, it is a very strong arena. We're going to take a quick peek at the standings. Basically, international master Josef Taher is in the lead, and he now has reestablished his streak. Slippery Speedster, we I think owe him to take a look at the game. He's in the second, and they kind of separated themselves from the field. Akash Dalvi 7, Mishka Fighter, and Stefan 95 are still within the streaking distance. It's very good to see you. Hey, Halvard, I got a request for more than one player to make it 60 minutes. And before we close out, I think most of the people prefer 3+0, so that's probably going to be a standard time control. And I'm going to have a poll in the stream before the end of the stream to basically have the community choose whether it makes sense to be 60 minutes, 90 minutes, or 120 minutes. Hey, Disatreb, I'm sorry, my bad. Disatreb, it's very good to see you. How are you doing? Welcome to, this is actually technically fourth arena. We really like this format, and we are looking about that. If I manage not to follow the democratic rule, I apologize, Halvard, but we're going to have another one before the end of the stream. All right, so let's look at a couple of other games. So Stefan 95 has managed to win a game, and this was basically win on time against Josiah, and Bullet Mercenary has converted against Hakim live. Let's see. Let's take a quick look at the Isolated Warrior versus How to Move a Knight. Both of them have been playing a lot of these, in quite a few of these arenas, so I think we should take a look at their game. This looks like an interesting position in a sense that white has a problem. I'm not sure what's the best way to defend this on f2, and yeah, this is troublesome. I would obviously much prefer to play black's position here. Let's see how well How to Move a Knight is going to convert this position. All right, let's take a look at a couple of other games. Let's take a look at the game between Unknown Legend and Kirito Chess 77. Let's see. All right, so this is all fairly standard theory. This is Slav with Fianchetto, and then h4, h5 is a standard plan in these positions. Unknown Legend looks like he has a slightly better position here. Let's see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll come back to this game. So, yeah, and this black one, I'm actually curious to see what happened in this game, because e4, oh, f4 and c4 variation of the French. Yeah, that c4 is a line I'm not the greatest fan of, and yeah, lost the rook, and that's the game. Okay, let's look at a couple of other games. We haven't seen a game by Offerschach recently. So this is MHS 1970 and Offerschach, and looks like Offerschach has a rook, has a knight for a queen, so this doesn't look very good for Offerschach. But on the other hand, he's about to I'm actually going to stay here because the Offerschach has just lost a queen to a rook. So it's going to be two knights and a pawn, actually two pawns versus a rook. So this is starting to be a fairly interesting game. Let's take a quick look here. Okay. I'm not sure this is that, yeah, Offerschach is unfortunately going to lose. Unknown Legend has converted his advantage against Kirito chess. And let's take a quick look here. Let's look at the game between Halvard and how to move a knight. They're both stalwarts in these arenas, and Halvard is a big friend of this channel. So let's take a quick look here. Takes, knight e4. And hey, Midnight Rhino, thank you for joining the stream. It's very good to see you here, my friend, and thank you so much for the follow. That's very greatly appreciated. All right, so let's see where we are at here. Just bear with me. This is white is a pawn down, but it has a bishop pair and an advantage. Let's see if which had a bishop pair, but it's open for the debate whether black can, but maybe he can. But after rook d2, I'm not sure that, okay, I may have been missing something in this game, because after rook d2, rook d4, there is a bishop h7, but white didn't want to play this position. Okay, I respect that. All right, so let's take a quick peek at the standings. So basically, International Master Tacher has run away from the field. He has 36 points. Though this being in arena, I think Stefan 95 from Serbia can actually catch him, as can a couple of other players. And it's a wide open field. I think the first 11 players have a chance for second and a third prize. So it's a very competitive arena this Saturday, which I'm very happy to see. Okay, all right, so this we're gonna close. Let's take a quick look at a couple of other games. Let's see. I don't think you have seen a game from Ivan Selendic I think it's from Croatia, yes, versus Frisky Kid. It's a game of a 2500 player versus 1700 player. And I think Frisky Kid is actually putting up a fairly stout resistance. The material is equal, and this is not, I'm not even sure that, this g6 move is a little bit of a surprise because the pawn on h6 is hanging, unless the knight on d3 is hanging too. So it's actually a fairly tricky position, because after something like queen f3 takes on f4, white cannot really take, but he can take with a queen and exchange queens here. And after the queen exchange, then black has distant passed pawn. This is actually a fairly interesting endgame, and Frisky Kid is playing this really, really, really well. I like move king g2, taking the king out of the pin, and now it's you know, I still prefer black's position, but I think there's plenty of marbles to play for here. All right, we're gonna come back to this game. Let's take a look at a few other games. Let's take a quick look at people we haven't seen before. I don't think. Hey, Hisoka8, thank you for the follow. That's very greatly appreciated. Thank you, my friend. Let's take a look at a game between Nemirena and Class BD. Nemirena is a very strong player from Serbia, and Class BD is he's a 2570 rated player, and he actually was on a podium for one of the arenas. This appears to be material is equal, and white has a little bit of a development advantage, but I'm not sure that that's going to be enough. So Class B elected to go into to keep the same number of pawns for both sides by using this tactic he just applied. However, now white has a distant passed pawn, and it's open for debate whether a slight that's knight on d3, which is actually very aggressively placed, compensates for a distance passed pawn. Anyway. All right, we're going to go back. Let's take a look at the game between Ivan Selenic and Frisky Kid. This turned out, I don't know what happened here. Let's take a quick peek. Because, oh yeah, basically, this knight d3 move was not the right move. And then queen c5. And queen, yeah, it basically... Frisky Kid allow even Selenic to collect all its pawn, and now I think Selenic is winning easily. I don't think, yeah, and that's an easy win. Okay, moving on. This is probably an interesting game because it features Adriana Nikolova, who is a 2300 WGM, and Offershah, who is a strong 1000 player, but that's definitely a mismatch. And yeah, that mismatch is showing. We are going to go back to the game between Nemirena and Class BD. And oh wow, this is basically who is going to mate whom first. And yeah, I don't see how white can prevent a mate on a1. All right, that's a good move. I might be missing some tactics. There are no checks that are going to save white in this position. And yes, Class BD has just won the game. That was a wild game. Let me take a quick peek at it. And this has gone very aggressive very quickly. Yeah, wow. All right, I don't like this rook c1 move, and allowing black this was not a good decision on the part of the Nemirena. Okay, so that's that game. Let's take a look at a couple of other games. I want to see a game. I think you will forgive me, but I really want to see a game between Julian Landau and Adriana. Those are two very strong titled players. Incidentally, I played against both of them in an adoption match. And Julian is a very strong and a very aggressive tactical positional player. While Adriana is a very strong attacking player. So there is a little bit of mismatch in styles. So let's see how that goes. The position is, and Julian played his bishop g2, which is basically King's Indian attack, which he actually plays quite frequently. And yeah, and I have to admit that I like Julian's position. He is a master of accumulative small advantages and converting them into a win. So, which is exactly what he is doing in this game. On the other hand, I have to say I haven't seen this avalanche of black pawns all on the 4th/5th rank. That looks pretty impressive. I'm not sure that maintaining though that pawn storm is necessarily serves as an advantage to Adriana's position, because her king can potentially get endangered and white has a bishop pair. I prefer Julian's position here, but we'll see what happens there. We'll come back to the game. All right, so going back, okay, we need to take a look at this game. This is a game between two of the leaders of the field. Basically, if Stefan 85 or anybody else is going to chase International Master Taher in this field, I think Stefan 85 has here a must-win situation. Let's see what happens here. Okay. All right. Offershach, yes, I saw the game. You actually had a good game. You played really well. You played, I think, at 17 or 1800 level. You definitely had your chances. And I actually watched the game and commented the game while you were playing. Good game. You know, GG is sometimes used, as a consolation prize when somebody loses, but in your case, it's definitely a GG. And Adriana is, what can I tell you? It's strong. All right, so the question here is that white in this position, this is a tricky move. Basically, rook on d8 is safe because obviously there is a knight f6 trick. White is a pawn up, but that pawn is an isolated pawn on d4, which is weak. And now bishop is going to come to b6. And it's going to be fairly interesting to see if that pawn can actually be defended. Okay, king g2. All right. And just a very quick note. Our Discord, my Discord is not very active, but that's where we send on announcements for all the streams and events, including future tournaments of this kind. So please join the Discord. And we'll see I actually have some plans on improving the Discord, but at least now all the game announcements are being sent there. All right, so this is the question here is how can black and obviously get out of this pin, and let's see exchanging, and this is actually an interesting situation. Black cannot play bishop b6 because of strike on b7, but now black is threatening to take on c5. It's an interesting endgame. I'm not sure it's actually winning for white, but white definitely has a better position because white cannot play king e4 because there is not rook e6 check. I'm actually curious to see what Joseph is gonna play here. Okay, he just took the pawn. Okay, and he can. All right. So the pawns are equal, but white pieces are much better placed, and we'll see how this game ends. All right, rook d3 is a very good prophylactic move, and rook b6. Okay. All right. Black really cannot take on c5 because if black takes on c5, this pawn is going to be very strong. And I think that white has bettered the game. Oh, and just while this game is going on, let's take a look at what happened with Julian and Grandmaster Nikola, WGM Nikola. Yeah, Julian basically took advantage of his position and converted into this endgame. And yeah, so all right, so that's one game for Julian. And this game, let's go to the current position. So what we now have is we have 3 pawns on the king side versus 2 pawns on the queen side. However, and this positions normally favor the bishop, so I kind of like white's position here, black's position here, and especially now. And the only hope that, that's actually an interesting decision. How is black actually, oh yeah, he's just gonna push. Okay, so we're gonna have 2 queens. All right, and this gets with a check, and that's a perfectly good move. Now I guess yeah, that's fairly dangerous. The pawn of f5 is gonna fall. Hey, Hippogriff 08, very good to see you. Thank you for the follow. And queen d6 is gonna capture he's gonna threaten the knight. But Stefan 95 is very low on time here, unfortunately. So yeah, and unfortunately that's gonna determine the outcome. So all right, good game for both of them. This was a definitely interesting game, and we're gonna go back and take a look at the standings. I think that 11 minutes and 50 seconds before the end of the tournament, I think it would be very unlikely for anybody to catch up Josef Tacher. So we'll see. Let's see how are other players going. Let's look at some other games. And let's say Mishka Fighter is one of the leaders. And let's look at a couple of other games. So let's see what game where is Ivan Selendic here? He's playing how to move a knight. So he's in the 2nd place, and he has a fairly interesting position here. I think this looks like it was Sicilian defense. Let me verify that. No, it was actually Scandinavian. All right, stand corrected. And this is one of the leaders' games. Let's go back. Mishka Fighter and Akash Dalby 7 are contesting a very interesting game. And looking at the position here, yeah, okay, a game abandoned. I don't know whether it was a disconnect or what was that. All right, so let's look at the standings. Let's see a Class BD's game if he is playing. Class BD is playing the leader. So let's see how that game goes. We're going to take a quick look at Venividivici 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus Yabavinov. Rabaminov is a very tough player. I think we actually played one correspondence game, and he was a fairly tough opponent until the very end game. Wow, Bishop H3. Okay, that's a great move. All right, let's see. Oh, and Class BD and Josef Tacher have drawn the game, which basically means that from standpoint of the winner of the tournament, I think Josef Tacher has won the tournament. Let's look at a group of 3 or 4 players that are currently following him. Let's see. Ivan Selendic is number 2, and he has here I think a winning position against how to move a knight. All right, so and this game is still in the end game. Let's take a look at Dragon B70 game. He is playing a significantly lower rated player. Oh yeah, and he is basically already winning. And yeah, and now Bishop is this is a completely dominant position. So Dragon B70 is going to win this game. I mean, we can even stay for the last few moves. And yeah, the next move is mate. Yep. All right. So that means that Dragon B70 is now chasing Ivan Selendic for the second position. Let's see what Class B is doing. Okay, where is Class B? Class B is not playing. And let's see if Selendic is still playing. That was a one game. And let's see. So basically, I think Dragon B70 is, yeah, this was a mismatch, unfortunately. All right, so there's only 7 more minutes left in the tournament, and it appears that we almost have the top of our board. Let's take it to a couple of other games. Dragon B70 is playing Brilliant Stork, and Dragon B70 is playing number 3rd. I think there is still a fight for the 2nd and 3rd place. Let's see who is Ivan Selendic playing. I don't see him here, so he hasn't been paired yet. Okay, and let's take a look at the Joseph's game. He's after all the leader of the tournament. Okay, and he is a piece up in this position, so it looks like this is going to be a win. Yep, and by resignation, that makes perfect sense. And Ivan Selendic is playing Arivi, and these are basically the respectively 3rd player. And oof, this is a wild position. Let me take a quick look. So basically both sides have grabbed each other's rooks on h1 in a8. Dragon has an extra piece, which is Sleepy Mishkin. I don't understand arenas myself, and I'm even hosting one. Hey Samit, it's very good to see you. I'm hoping to see you play in one of these arenas soon. But this is a pretty scary position. Yeah, but I'm not sure if there is a follow-up in this position. Because... Hey, Lila Kuridze, thank you for the raiding with a party of 129. It's very good to see you. Hello, Raiders. Hello, I'm a shy guy. It's very good to see you. Big shout out to my dear friend and fellow streamer, Lila Kuridze. She is a great and a very strong WFM from Georgia. Please give her a follow if you already haven't. She's a very strong player and a great streamer. So traders, we are well, actually Lila is, if you exclude grandmasters Muzichuk and Kostyanyuk, Lila in my opinion is the strong one of the strongest players on Twitch, if not the strongest. So she would be probably 3rd strongest, but that's absolutely impressive. She's definitely the strongest WFM, and I played that adoption match against her, and it was one of the toughest matches I played. All right, but so big shout out to Lila. All right, so basically I think we can declare Joseph Taher to be the winner in this position, and I think it's everything to play. And I think any of the first players rated 2, 3, 4, ranked 2, 3, 4, and 5 have an opportunity to get on the podium. Hey, thank you, Marvelous Blade. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, Linux Share 82 for the follow as well. And thank you, Marquisa 11 for the follow. That's very, very, very greatly appreciated. All right, so let's look at some of the games. These games have completed. So let's look is Selendic. I don't see even Selendic here. He's obviously still waiting to be paired. Is Dragon 70 is playing against Chepak. So that's a game that we should look at. Okay, so here is Selendic against Arvivi, and even appears to He's in a little bit of a trouble here against Arvivi. So, ooh, that knight is it's actually pretty interesting game here. All right. And Arvivi is unfortunately for him low on time. So it's open to debate whether he has probably a better, if not one position. But, ooh, all right, knight g3 is, and now it's a mate in 2. Wow, so Arvivi has spoiled, and now look at one mate. Wow, so basically Arvivi has won a game against Ivan Selendic, and that's actually going to affect our standings because this breaks the streak of Ivan. Let's see what our Slippery Speedster and Class BD doing. So, all right, so this is the game between Chepak and Dragon B70. And let's see, Class BD is 5th place. And he's a piece up here against Nikola Dubovic. And Nikola Dubovic is, I don't recognize, it's from Latvia. Okay. Hello, Psyllos Simon. No, I don't have a match scheduled for this Sunday. I'm taking a Sunday off. This would be my 21st match. So my next match is, if you put exclamation mark adopt, it lists this. My next match in Adopt Nikola series is between me and WGM Laura Onuk of the Chiquitas. So that's actually a week from Sunday. So no, I'm not playing a match this Sunday. Anyway, all right. So let's look back at the standings. I think this is only a minute left. Let's take a quick look. So basically, it's between Dragon, I think Slippery Speedster. Oh, Slippery Speedster has just won the game. So this is starting to be very interesting. Let's look at the games. Let's see. Dragon B70 is, okay, so Dragon B70 has just won a game against Chepak, which puts him in the 2nd position. And there is only 42 seconds left. So let's see what Slippery Speedster and Slippery and Ivan Selendic are doing. So Ivan Selendic is playing against Hakim. All right, all right, and that's actually, I actually like Hakim's position better here. Let's see how it goes. Dragon B70, they're still playing a game, but we only have 3 seconds in the arena. 1-0. Okay, so congratulations, everyone. The standings are, and I'm gonna, all right, so the arena is over. And my bad here, bear with me. I'm gonna bring that, where are the clubs here? I can never figure that out. So let's look at the standings of the Open Field Media official club. Let's see, live tournaments, arena, and let's look at the results. Okay, guys. So basically, these are the standings. Thank you for everyone who has played. It was a very interesting match to commentate. Congratulations to International Master Josef Tacker, who was obviously a class of this field. He ran away with this, and Dragon, you are so lucky. Yes, exactly. You have just actually won this. You just reached the 2nd place. Slippery Speedster is 3rd. And interesting thing is that players 2 through 5 have the same number of points. But for these arenas, we follow chess.com rules. So we are going to follow these rankings, as they said. Hey, Hakeem, thank you for raiding with a party of 3. That's very greatly appreciated. Thank you. I feel bad for Class BD. I think this is the second tournament, or maybe even third, in which he is just off the podium. And I have before. Hey, thank you, WGM Adriana. I think you played quite well, and you played better than the last time. Hey, Hakeem, thank you. The pleasure is all mine. Thank you for participating. You beat it once, the slippery speedster. Congratulations. International Master Taher, please DM me if you guys have PayPal. We'd conduct a fairness review after all these arenas. That's usually take about 24 hours or a little bit longer. But by Monday, we're going to post the we're going to post the prizes, sorry. And before we adjourn, I would like to create a quick poll. And the question is, how long should next arena last? And the options will be 60 minutes, 90 minutes, and finally we're gonna do 120 minutes. And it's going to be a short poll of 1 minute. So let's start it, and please vote, because not the length of the games, it's the length of the arena. And yes, I'll roller coaster 1, 2, 3. Yes, I take a quick look at your games. It was good. And hey, Chex Lions. Average it. Yes, of course, it's okay to send it to your moms. That's PayPal. Anyway, very good. And let me know. I'm assuming, please vote in the poll, because that poll is going to determine how long it's going to last. And right now, 60 minutes is winning. And I am completely, I'm totally leaving up to you guys. I think it's probably fairer for the field there, and to have it a little bit shorter. But again, we have here Josef Taher, who basically ran off the field very quickly into the arena. And Chelsea Monica has skewered the field, but even without her contributing the votes, I think that 60 minutes would have won. Okay, very good. So I got the hydrate from. So that's one poll I'm going to run before we adjourn, and I'm going to send a raid to. In 120, you have time to recover. Okay, so why don't we do this? Let's see what. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to play. Next, and everybody here, I think, and I'm going to run, is for 3+0. And the next tourney is a week from today. Basically, every Saturday from now on, there will be an arena that Open Film Media priced with similar prize funds. And on my channel, it will be in... the stream begins at 9 a.m. New York time, and the arena will begin at 9:15. And in Pishluk, the tourney was won by international master Josef Taher from Indonesia. Second was Dragon B70, for whom I think this is a second place in these tournaments, and third person was Slippery Speedster. And I think I'm going to post the link to the arena do this. You can contact me via Discord, or you can send me a DM in chess. And I think we got several ways to play the prize funds. PayPal is probably for us the easiest. If you have a PayPal account, that would be fabulous. If you have we had some interesting situation with sending wire transfers internationally. So if we can avoid that and do PayPal, it would be very, it would be very good. All right, guys, thank you for participating. Please come back next week. Also, we are likely to have more of these arenas in the future. Please join my Discord. I normally send announcements on Discords and post them on Twitter. I have a somewhat active Twitter account. And let's see, I'm gonna see who is streaming right now. I promised all right. So I promised PhotoChess is about to start her stream. I'm waiting. I told her that I'm gonna raid her. So just bear with me for a second. And in the meantime, I have a question. I'm gonna post another poll for you guys. And it's the question of a Grand Prix, and Grand Prix would be it would be kind of a series on tournaments that would be then ranked individually. The winner would get points and so on. That's something that we are actually considering at Open Field Media, and I'm going to post a poll. It's a very short poll, and I'm not going to allow additional votes now. It's a 1 minute thing, and if you don't mind, just let me know what you guys think. And I owe Adriana hydrate, so. Hey, 2511. We missed you in the tournament. Welcome back. It's very good to see you here. The polls on Grand Prix, whether we want to have these tournaments be part of a Grand Prix, and whether that Grand Prix should be, weekly or annual, or how we wanna play them. And in the meantime, let me see if. All right. Just bear with me for a second. All right, just bear with me here, and I'm curious about this. All right, so basically it looks like the poll results are overwhelmingly into the favor of Grand Prix. Grand Prix is basically like a Formula One Grand Prix. The way the format would work, we would probably have a Grand Prix that would basically last maybe 2 months or a month, and each arena result would count to generate points. So for example, win would bring 50 points, second would be 25 points, and so on and so forth. And then at the end of a certain period, which is probably going to be 3 months, those points will be added, and a winner of a Grand Prix, and we can probably have a bigger prize than for individual tournament, will be announced. It's basically the idea here is to encourage people to join, play these tournaments on a regular basis. So, all right, that's basically the plan. That's the idea behind the Grand Prix, and we're probably going to start it at the beginning of next year. Okay, so, all right, I'll try. So, I'm going to try, all right. So before, why isn't my name Dr. Nikola Stojsin? To be very honest with you, I'm a PhD. I'm not a medical doctor, and normally the doctor, when people put doctor in front of them, they mean medical doctor. And also, to be honest with you, what happened was that I find silly, for example, USCF Federation asked me what is my highest level of education that I achieved when I was signing up, and I said I have a PhD, then I automatically became a doctor. And therefore, you know, I am now for USCF, I'm Dr. Nikola Stojsin, and I kind of feel a little bit silly. Yeah, Julian, thank you, I appreciate that. But, you know, I am a doctor. You are a medical doctor, so it's a little bit different. Okay. What I would like to do now, if you don't mind, I would like to look at a couple of games from this this tournament. If in a quick, so Kasim, I actually not sure about that, Julian. It's probably equally this. I actually am Doctor of Philosophy, starts 2709. So I have a Cisco CCIE, but I don't have my doctorate, believe it or not. Hey, Jason Earth, thank you for the cheer. That's very greatly appreciated. Thank you, my friend. And please be here. To join the arena is you need to answer the question to Kasim Imad. You basically need to join the club, and if you put exclamation in my arena, it will be here. Hey, Smash Time Fools, it's very good to hear. Thank you, Smash Time. It's very good to see you. And so what I would like to do before we adjourn, we had Joseph Thaler, as he was an international master here, and one of the requests I had, and he had a really good tournament. I would like, if you don't mind, to take a quick peek with you guys into some of his games. So let's take a quick peek. For example, let's find somebody who, okay, so he played against FIDE Master for Serbia, and we're going to analyze that game because I remember that game being interesting. Let me just adjust the layout a little bit so you guys can see more of the boards. Bear with me for a second. Now let's take a quick look. All right, so that's good. Excellent. All right, so let's take a quick look. And so, as usually happens in these games, I am going to. All right, so let's just bear with me for one more minute while I adjust this layout again. All right, that's perfect. All right, so basically they played an interesting canal variation of of Sicilian defense, and I am gonna turn the engine off. C5, knight f3, d6, and canal line is basically characterized by this bishop b5 attack. Hey, Lobo Alpha 8, and takes on d7, and this is basically all known theory. And okay, we're gonna look at this. Helmut Kohl, former German chancellor, preferred to be Dr. Kohl. I didn't know that, Ofrushach. That's good to know. Anyway, I actually remember Helmut Kohl being a German chancellor when I was kind of in my 20s. He was a German chancellor for a very, very long time. Hey, Ostanovievo, actually, if you don't mind, post a link and we'll take a look at your game. All right, so d5, takes on d5, knight c3, and bishop e7, computer considers to be a mistake, and mistake is because the line here is to basically play knight e5, take, oh yes, and then this pawn on d5 cannot be defended. Okay, very good. So bishop g5, which basically drops the advantage. Knight f6, takes, rook e1. That's all pretty damn good. Knight e5, takes on e5. And the reason taking with e5 now is not a good move is because black has e4. Okay. All right. Taking, take on d5, take on c6, knight f3, bishop b4. Okay, and yes, actually the reason I wanted to take a look at this game is I actually remember this moment, and I was under the impression, very frankly, that this is a holdable position for black, but the computer seems to disagree with me. Knight e4 is an interesting trick because after d5 there is this, and that's a pretty obvious two-move tactic. Rook d8, best move, exchange, rook d1, d5, and I'm actually curious to see how this game ended. Okay, all right. All right, so here, b5. So up to this point, the computer considers this to be drawn. It's because the position is about equal. White pieces are a little bit better placed. This knight is challenging both of these pawns, but generally in positions like this, bishop is stronger. So it's very, very good. Hey, Ostanovievo, send us the link and we'll take a look at that game. I'm actually curious to see that game, especially if this was something about the prep. All right, so d6, knight f6, okay, and king e4. So what does computer prefer here? Computer considers the best move to be king e2. Okay, and after this. All right, guys, I don't want to complain about, I don't really want to complain about engines, but let me put it this way. I can't imagine any human playing king e2 in this position. And this is actually a relatively weak engine. So, okay, king e4, good move, take on f2, take d3, and okay, go back, king f4, and computer actually prefers this position now to black's position now to white's, because the black rook is very strong, and I guess this rook is a little bit on the defensive. All right, Ostanovievo posted the link, wonderful. As soon as we are done, I'll get this. So basically, this becomes then black games to win. King e4 is bad because, all right, because of f5. Okay, that makes sense. Bishop f6, and now black has achieved a couple of things in this position by the virtue of white playing king e4. It pushed the pawn on f5, gave a check on f6, saved the tempo for the pawn to go on. So how did Joseph manage to save this? Because this looks completely dead lost. Yes, this is how basically this was. It's not immediately obvious how a black bishop can come back and prevent the pawn on b pawn to promote. Okay. All right, h2. I remember seeing this. Okay, so the best move here was that maintains advantage is basically queen f7, because after queen f7 there is no check on f8 and black is still winning. Wow. Okay. And I'm sorry that all right, and now this is basically went into drone, and this was just, for all intents and purposes, this was the end. And I don't think Stefan would have been able to actually survive this game without with the little time he had. Wow. Okay. So Ostanovjevo, let me take a look at that game, and you guys feel free to. Where is it? Ah, okay. I don't. You posted the link where I don't see it. Ostanovjevo, hold on. Hey, Ostanovjevo, would you mind posting it in chat one more time? I actually don't see the link in chat for me. If you don't mind. Okay, all right. So let's go back to the arena then. What's your chess.com username that you played with? I want to find that game. Okay, so you want to, if you don't mind, send me the game so I can take a look. I don't see you on the tournament list. Yeah, unfortunately, the link doesn't show up here. Just post me your username if you would. Or actually, better yet, I know you played against Dragon. Where is Dragon B70? So let's look at his games and we'll see here. All right. So what's the username? Brilliant Stork? Okay. All right. This is the game, right? Okay, let's take a quick look. Yeah, all right. Okay. All right. Wow, okay. So basically the accuracy is great here, which is normal for the preparation. All right, let's take a look here at the game. E4, C5, D6, knight C3, knight F6, E5. Okay. Just bear with me. I am. All right, so let's take a quick look here. Knight C3, bishop E5. Okay, I play against Sicilian a lot. I've never seen E5 before, so that's an interesting move. Take on E5, take on E5, and computer doesn't like this. A6 is the best move, G3, Queen C7. Everybody's still playing the best moves according to the computer. And computer in this position prefers Queen D6. Okay. D4, and that's the best move. Takes on D4. Okay, and give us 2 exclamation marks. Okay, knight C6, takes on C6. Queen C6, okay, all normal move, and obviously there is a big threat here against H1. Okay, very good. Let's see. Bishop G5. Bishop G5. Is that the line, Ostanovjevo? Bishop G5 is basically the trick in this position. Wow. Okay, so that's Artemiev novelty. All right. Is Laura still in chat? Unfortunately, she doesn't play Sicilian, but that's actually interesting. Okay. And wow, look at this. After black takes on H1, black is basically lost. Wow. Okay. Castles. So basically, black has a rook up, but it's pretty tough to defend against Queen D8 mate. And that's actually a tough position. Knight D7, Bishop D7 is better. Knight D5, F6, Knight C7, which is the best move. Queen D8. Okay, so basically here it's Stojsin made a mistake. He took the knight, took the rook, but that's fine. And taking on g5 is a blunder. Queen c6 is a must, but black is still lost. Queen b6, queen e8, knight c7, and this is very unpleasant for black. And basically this is where Dragon B70 resigned. Wow. Okay, so Ostanovievo, congratulations. I am going to be obnoxious bastard, and I'm actually download this game, and I'm going to add this to my repertoire of tricks. Thank you for that. I may use it in one of my adoption matches, unless you mind. Okay, so Pawn Masur, thank you. Let's look at that game. So it's Slippery Speedster. Okay, let's take a look at that. That was an amazing game, I have to say. So it's Adriana versus... it's Adriana. Let's see. Come on. Yeah, Adriana and games. Slippery Speedster. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's look at that game so we can see this. Okay. All right, so they played knight f3. And let's see. Oh, Slippery Speedster has a Australian flag and a Chessbra flare. Nice. All right, so let's take a look at this game. I'm actually curious. So knight f3, d5, g3. So this is basically good old, what is going to end up being King's Indian attack. b5, that's actually not the move I'm familiar with. I normally play c5 and knight c6 and then try, okay, a4, b4, c4. Wow, okay. I have to admit that I'm totally unfamiliar with this opening, but this looks like both sides know what they're doing. Knight e5, takes, knight d7. All right, so computer likes this position for white, but only under the condition that white finds the best move here, and it is knight d5. Okay, and the knight d5 cannot be taken by knight d5 because after queen d5 there is this say rook b8, e6, and this is very ugly for black. Wow. Okay. Very interesting line. All right, let's go back to the game. f4. After f4, bishop c5, and basically f4 was not the very best mate. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I can relate. Thanks, Adriana. What this is a great game. You played quite well. Nothing to. It's perfectly fine. Hey, the Joker 2000 now following. And scattered me, for the record, that sounds like most arenas I played in. I would beat the 2300 and then I will lose against the 1400 sometimes. Yeah, those bishops are amazing. I mean, this is a good, and I would prefer your position here by a fairly significant margin. Okay. Let's see. Rook d1. Why is that bad? Because it allows. Okay. The problem is that black has this. Okay. Takes on c4, has to retreat the rook. Knight b3. Okay, that's a very impressive pair of bishops, and the knight takes. Knight d4. Wow. Okay, white is basically getting crushed. But okay, so take on c3. Take on c3, Black is still better, but it's not that obvious anymore. And after queen c8, bishop f1. Okay. This is a position that you honestly, you can literally shave with it. It's that sharp. And I'm stealing this simile from my dear friend Grandmaster Gowry. That's very scary position. Rook e3, queen d2, and d4. Okay, so black is very clearly winning. Bishop d6 is a bad move. Bishop g2 takes, queen c6, and queen h3, king h3. Adriana, this is like Lotrevi Rubinstein game, for crying out loud. This is like impressive attack. I mean, and by the way, guys, if you ever want to study Adriana Nikola's style, and I'm going to give her one more shout out, this is very typical for her style. She is an absolutely fearsome attacker. You cannot give Adriana an initiative. If you give Adriana an initiative, you can resign. You have to attack her. You know, sacrifice a piece, sacrifice a pawn, sacrifice something. But if you give her this, which she has an initiative and attack, you're going to get crushed 100% of the time. This is an impressive game. All right. Sorry, I got distracted here. I mean, knight f4. Look at this. I mean, Jesus. Okay, so knight g5 is a missed win that ends up in -16. Okay, I'll miss that win any day of the week. And then queen f3, and now it's a mate of 2, and basically white resigned. Whoa. All right. All right. You know, guys, I think we're gonna institute another prize. And we're going to start it this time, in which whoever has the most beautiful game, we're going to have a prize for it. I'm going to donate some subs to Adriana's channel recognition to this game. Look at this. I mean, Jesus. This is absolutely, I mean, all right, let's start here. First, this is a dominant position for black. But king b1, okay, bishop c3 is not the best move, but knight e2, you know, the pressure. All right, forget about computer, you know, good luck to a human finding all these moves. d4, like, it's, I mean, knight f4, you know, chasing the king, and incidentally the mate in 2 is queen f3, king h3, knight f4, and I'm just following the computer line, and it's, I mean, look at this. I mean, it's an absolutely fabulous game. Congratulations, Adriana. That's really deserves to be the best game by far. And yeah, I understand. Lunch and too sleepy, it's not the best time. Hey, Tomarista, pozdrav. Pozdrav iz New Yorka. Thank you. And all right, so we have a time for one more game. Any suggestions for the chat, what we should take a quick look to? And the idea here is where, you know, I think we should make this in a tradition that basically chat after, and we're going to start that next week, basically awards the best game based on suggested for the okay, Isolated Warrior versus I Am Who Came First. Okay, let's take a look at that. Isolated Warrior. Let's go back. So it's, let's see, Joseph Thaler. Who oh, this one? Oh, okay, let's take a look. And for the record, you know, Joseph had a fabulous tournament. I mean, he ran away the field, but it's far from it that he won every single game. Okay, so it was a very competitive tournament, and I have to say I really enjoyed commentating this. All right, so let's take a quick look here. Blah, 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 blah. Just bear with me for a second. All right. And let's go. All right, so basically e4, standard Caro-Kann, knight c3, very good, bishop f5. This incidentally used to be a very popular variation back in the 1980s. And then h6, all reasonably booked variations, knight f3, and bishop d3. All right, so basically this is more or less an equal thing. Hey, Peter Balkus, thank you for the raid of 4, and big shout out to my dear friend Peter Balkus, who is a fellow streamer and a friend, and he streams a lot of interesting content on his stream. Give him a follow, check out his channel, and Peter, it's very good to see you here. Thank you. All right, so let's go back here. So bishop d3, all of these are perfectly natural moves. I don't play this line against Caro-Kann, so I'm not that familiar, but all of this is normal. Hey, Accident Castle, thank you for the follow, very greatly appreciated. So bishop e7, basically equal position according to the engine, and it stands to reason. I'm not sure that either side has much of an attack at this point, but that's apparently going to change very soon. c3, knight d5, oof, which things are getting a little dicey here. All right, my apologies, guys. Bishop f6, and isolated warrior is basically slowly adding the pressure, and I think this is now. So let's see, it's now a situation in which black is starting to be clearly better. A rook h3 is probably a little bit too optimistic, but that's a creative way of, defending the c3 pawn. Okay. Computer actually prefers, with the same idea, looking here at the line, to prefer to play rook d3. Okay, so go back to rook h3, bishop d4 takes on d4, rook c6, g5. That's all good, but it's a little bit on the slow. Hey, Goran Zaric, it's very good to see you. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for joining the stream. It's very good to see you. Welcome. And rook c8. Now there is a mate threat on c1. Rook goes back to h1, knight b4. Ooh, yeah, okay. Knight c2, king b1. Wow. So we have here plenty of very nasty threats. Knight d4, knight a3, and I think knight a3 after rook a6 would probably win. All right, queen d3. All right, and knight a3. Hey, Rollercoaster123, thank you for the host. Thank you for hosting my stream. That's very greatly appreciated. To answer the Rollercoaster123 question, 2495 is, believe it or not, my allometer score. In one of the very first streams on this channel, I had I took the allometer course, and according to the allometer, and that's basically a running joke here, my FIDE rating is supposed to be 2495, which was actually quite funny because I will never be 2495. I'm not even close to be 2495, but that's a joke. And incidentally, if you want to see that video, I don't know what chess.com is doing here, but that video is on YouTube, and I'm gonna put YouTube command in my channel so you can just join. All the streams from all my streams end up on YouTube, and that's courtesy to Hedgehog1963, who is kind enough to post them there. So thank you, Hedgehog, for all your help and support. That means a lot. It's greatly appreciated. All right, so takes on a3, which is interesting. Queen a2, queen d5, and queen, knight c2, knight b4, and yeah, and what's happening now is after rook a6, there is this, the threat of queen a2 is just crushing. And if you look here, there is always, thank you, Goran, but ain't gonna happen. So basically h7 and stuff. Hey, Accident Castle, thank you for the cheer. That's very, very, very greatly appreciated. Wow, that's actually a great game, and that's a beautiful game. But I have to admit, and I hope Isolated Warrior won't. I somehow like Adriana's game a little bit better. But what we're probably gonna do next for the next arena, we're gonna do what we did today, analyze a couple of games, and then have a poll to decide which is. Actually, we can have that poll right now. It's actually tempting to just do that now and have the viewers put what is the best game, and I'm gonna say first is gonna be Isolated Warrior one, then it would be WGN Adriana one, and the last one is a game by Ostanov, and what is, I forgot, it's the Brilliant Stork one, which is by Ostanovieva, right? So all right, so 1 minute poll, let me know. Whoever chat picks is gonna get the prize. I'm actually gonna vote in that poll, and I'm actually a little bit conflicted because I really like Adriana's game, but Brilliant Stork provided a version of it, like an opening line that I'm likely to use it. So please guys vote, send a quick vote, and when this poll concludes, I am going to send you to a raid. Maria Yemenyanova Photochess has a big stream that's dedicated to Women Grandmasters match of Georgia versus Poland, and she's commentating it with WJM Keti Tsatsalashvili, who is a very strong player and also a fellow streamer. And okay, so Adriana wins. Adriana, if you're still in stream, I'll figure out how to get the prize to you. Guys, those of you who are in the first 3 places, please send me your PayPal information or whatever else you have, and we're gonna go from there. I am sending you to Photochess, whose stream is just about to start. It's probably she is here. So her stream is gonna start in 30 seconds. I just actually got a note from her, so just say hello to her and enjoy. That's probably the strongest chess content right now. After this arena, I'm here flexing a little bit, and give him a shout out. Maria and I are gonna have a sub battle after she's finished streaming. On Monday, my next stream is my best losses Monday. Then I have my Wednesday 7 a.m. all times are in New York stream with International Master Elizabeth Pechts. Fridays at 6 a.m. This coming Friday, I'm streaming with International Master Alexis Stane Lopez. And then there is another arena on next Saturday at 9 a.m. as always. And Ostrovievo, if you want to play for me in the sub battle, I would be greatly appreciated. I'm still gathering my team, so please, I'm counting on you. And thank you again. Thank you for being here. And I'm sending you over to Maria. Bye, guys.